Are you ready for work, Luke?
Yeah.
You got your Lucas aid?
Yeah, I'm at McDonald's.
Yeah. Happy days.
It's mental.
Look at that sky. So Luke, you're working on the truck today, huh?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm sanding all of the paint off on this spot, oh not this part, all of this part.
Yeah, so what you need to do is where you've got these edges here, it needs to be nice and smooth. And you can use this DA here, right? I'll show you how to do it, alright? So you press it that side. It's easy as that. You see how it gets nice and smooth?
Yeah. Do you want it to look like that?
Yeah, you want it. It doesn't matter if there's a little bit of red, that's fine. But where these edges are, and that piece there, that all needs to be smooth. Get down, alright?
Alright. It looks like a pug at the minute because it doesn't have any front end, does it?
No. You think my truck looks like a pug?
Yeah, at the minute it does. Because it doesn't have any nose.
Oh, there's lots of little bits to do, isn't there, Luke, hey?
Yeah.
Best bit is that you can sit in it and make engine noises though, right?
Well, it won't sound like that, will it?
No. So, rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, that's what I like it. Is this having a V8?
Yeah, this has got V8 in the front. Carburetted. Do you think we should put a supercharger?
Yeah.
Do you think you should have a Dominic Toretto style supercharger?
The exhaust is coming out of there.
I think the exhaust could come out of there.
Yeah, like somewhere around here, not at the back.
No, I agree.
I've enjoyed working on it.
You've what?
Enjoyed working on it.
Yeah. I've enjoyed working around whilst you're on it.
What have you been doing?
I've been doing electrical stuff. Making a pile of batteries and wire. Well, the engine's out, workspace is clear. Taking the seats out, but they were just placed in on 2x4s anyway. So I want to remove this cab today. Got to take that steering box and column out. I want to remove the cab, but I've got to work on my own. Even if I had someone else here, I think it would be a struggle to lift it and move it on my own. So my plan is to make up a frame with wheels on it, with which I can get the cab lifted onto and then wheel it off over the front. That's the plan. Whether it will come off like that, I don't know. Well, it should be pretty obvious what I'm looking to achieve here over the time lapses. I've got these pieces made up on the ends. There wasn't a shortcut, so I just did it the long way with my redneck lathe. These are hospital bed wheels actually. I've had them for years. They were actually attached to this table before I started. So about 4 years ago, this was an 8x4 table with a sheet of wood on top of it, and it just had legs, square legs coming up off the ends, and I cut those legs off to store the table because I didn't have space in this workshop for it, and I just had it propped up, and rather than using the stock steel, so that big length there is 2 brand new pieces of 40/40 box, the same as this. I think this might be thinner wall actually. I'm reusing this. So when you're making a fixture for something like this, you don't want to be using any brand new materials and cut down your consumables as much as possible. Well, I do anyway. So this round bar, it was part of a jig. It was part of a fixture. Struggle to remember. One of these, yeah, you see there, that got squashed and splattered, part of it. But yeah, so weld these legs on. So previously, when it was an 8x4 table, it had 4 legs, 1 in each corner, as they normally are, but it didn't have any stretchers or anything like that. And you could stand in the middle of the span and it would probably deflect a little bit, but it wouldn't just collapse. So I'm more than confident that the cab is going to sit on it all right. Once this is made up, I'll offer it up. Going to take the wheels off, put the front on axle stands. The steering box still needs to come off, the floor still needs to come out, and then I'll offer it up. I think I'm going to have an intermediate riser in the middle, which will sit right about where the mounts sit. So I'll probably make that up out of the pieces which I cut off. Be ideal for that. Just trim them to length, put them in the centre, just get these legs on first. That's the next step. What I'm hoping for is to be able to push the cab on its table, on its frame, back over the thing, so when I'm done working on it I can store things nicely. Well, so there's my table, pretty high. Got to raise up the cab quite a lot to get it on there, and I really should have made it a little bit wider, but that's fine. I can always take the wheels off, that's not an issue. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. So now to take off the steering box, undo some bolts, lift it up, take the floor out. Take the floor out, then lift it up. It's looking good. I'm not sure where the centre of gravity is when I take the bolts off the back. Got no one to help me here, so I've G-cramped on the front just to alleviate any issues. I can slowly release those, and if I feel like it's going to go, then I can just stop. I'm going to use that platform, that hydraulic platform, with 4 stands in the middle of the frame, which I've welded in there. And that's what's going to lift up the cab and hopefully keep it fairly level. I guess we'll see where the balancing point is. At the moment, I've got the whole truck jacked up. I think I'm going to remove the front wheels. But for the moment, I'm just going to leave them attached, just for safety's sake. yes, the next step is to take these bolts out. That's the mount loose and nothing catastrophic happened. Yeah, this side is loose too. The cab is supported in the centre there by that little trolley. It's just going to be a matter of gently lifting it up. It's going to be very easy for that trolley to topple over though. It's quite a precarious situation for it to be in. So I might employ the help of the trolley. I might use the engine crane as well. We'll see. Once it's on the frame, it'll be fine. Yeah, so that's the cab fully off. Pretty high centre of gravity. I don't regret making it that high. If anything, I'll anchor it down just so it doesn't topple over. But it's not like I'm going to go down the road on it, hey. You see what the frame's like? I can get to all these parts now. Give them a good clean. Remove all this stuff, see how the new piece goes on, get it all cleaned out, get it painted. All before lunch. Had an assistant.
We're running before Christmas.
What, which year?
Yeah, don't commit to that.
A Christmas?
A Christmas, yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? So with this brake booster, underfloor brake booster, which I'm into for about $650, I'm not going to be able to use the transmission mount which I've lined up because it goes right where it needs to be. So I think I'm going to have to think about what to do with that. I guess the choices are come up with a different way of mounting the transmission. So move the transmission back to pretty much where it is there. I don't want to do that. Also, with the reservoir being there, it's not going to be easy to check that unless I put a hole in the floor round about where it goes. So I think I'll probably put that up for sale, get rid of it, and put a bulkhead mounted brake booster. Like a whole pedal arrangement, universal pedal arrangement, or whatever. Willwood or something like that. I quite like the idea of doing that anyway. So my goal for today was to make that frame up and get the cab off, and that goal's been achieved. Although I did have Tim here, I did the whole thing just so that I could do it myself. Lifting it up on that transmission, motorbike stand, whatever, raising, lowering hydraulic platform, I feel like it was balanced in the centre. It could have easily toppled one way or another, scratched it all up on that wall over there, but as it happened, it was pretty stable. It's pretty well balanced, front to back as well, but kind of lifted it up. It's quite an extreme height, but I haven't got a lift. I haven't got a fork truck. I needed to find a way of getting the cab off in as safe a way as possible. And with that frame like that, I'm not going to be like moving it around loads. Probably going to slide it forward and back on there a little bit to get the rust off the bottom. And I mean, as it sits, I can push it all the way to the back and makes a good table afterwards. I think I'm going to go ahead next, clean the chassis up a little bit and use those plates I laser cut to get the transmission mounted in. I think it's an ideal opportunity to do that, and then I can buzz the welds in on the front mount properly. At that point as well, I'm going to look up and see what brake kits are available, but this whole assembly would then be removed, come off completely, surplus to requirements. It's important not to get too set on any one direction, I think. But yeah, overall, done more than I expected I would today. Pretty happy with it. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time. So that's the mount loose. Nothing catastrophic. That's the mount loose and nothing catastrophic happened. That's cool.
That wouldn't come off.
So do you think you're going to build your own truck one day?
Yeah.
Is it going to have a V8?
V6.
It's going to have a V6? Or is it going to have an electric motor?
No.
Haha, good boy.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.